Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. I am our banner pilot. I've been away for a couple days, but the reason why is because my area got hit by a huge windstorm and just annihilated the power. It took down like a bunch of trees and stuff, so, it all started with the internet going out, and then immediately after that, the power went out, came back on for 5 minutes, and then just went kaput for like 3 or 4 days. It definitely wasn't fun, and yeah. On top of that, I also have schoolwork to work on and stuff. So the videos have been kind of coming up slow lately. But I do have some archive footage from the other night, because when our power came back on, we didn't have internet, but we could still play and stuff. I just didn't do any single player during that time, because I was working on homework. But Daniel, my roommate, asked me, "Hey, you want to play some multiplayer?" And I was like, "Sure, I can use the replay footage for a video." So that's where we're at. So one of the best things about this game, and actually, yeah, I think it's mostly Blizzard games, but they have a replay feature. So it'll automatically record your gameplay, but when it does it, it'll ask you if you want to save it or not. So you can keep them for as long as you want, which is how I'm going to be doing it here. I have 2 copies of it, so let's get right into it. I need to do a couple tweaks here and there, so get rid of that. We'll get rid of the minimap for now. And nah, I want the statistics up. I do want to get rid of the production panel. That's right. So I am going to have a little bit of a sensor bar come up here and there, just because language gets a little weird sometimes. But don't mind it too much. It's just there for your guys' protection. But yeah, so I'll go ahead and bring the map back for now. Honestly, the mini-map will pretty much be there for the most part. But this is me down here. And then if you go over here, this is a computer player. This is all Zerg. If you go over here, there's Protoss. Up here, there's going to be another Zerg player. And then over here, we got Daniel. Now, Daniel is much better at this game than I am. But I was kind of surprised with my with how well I did in this, so pretty happy with it. I am gonna speed this up a little. Well, actually, it's going at the fastest speed right now. This is kind of a long game, so yeah, I just gotta keep an eye on when the chat comes up, so you guys don't see the awful things that people say in games like these. I don't want to be a bad influence on the kids, so. Although if you are at a certain below a certain age, you probably shouldn't be watching gameplay of StarCraft, particularly in the campaign. It's a bit high up there. But anyway, I'm terrible at casting, but I'm going to kind of run through like, whoop, and there goes that. Fortunately, nothing bad went up right there, so we're good for now. But, so, here's what was going on. We had just normal, production so far. Red started getting kind of active here, though. He came and attacked me right off the bat. And so did the other guys too. So yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and take that down. But yeah, so they just came in and started annihilating my stuff. I was kind of freaking out because I'm like, oh, well, this is where it all ends. Because usually this is where it ends for me. They'll come in, they'll send a couple guys in, and then it's pretty much over from there. But surprisingly, I'm doing okay. I know that guy's still kind of whooping butt over here. But I eventually get the idea to just send my SCVs over to go and take them down. Look at how far this thing zooms out. I do need to do something here, though. Because oh, I guess I can take that down now. But I do need to put on the HD graphics. Because honestly, it makes this look a lot better. It makes it look a lot better. Obviously, the CPU usage on this is going to go through the roof. But I think I can make that work. Shouldn't lag too much this time. But anyway. So yeah. I'm pretty much over here just building away, trying to get my defenses up. Getting as many Marines out as I can. That's a big deal for me. You know, Marines are typically what I use in this game. As soon as you start upgrading them, which I'm doing right there, you know, they become one of your best units. But this time around, I've got a full array of stuff. Oh, Red Protoss started getting a little uppity there. I'll bring up the mini-map here. The mini-map will go away, or it'll be like permanent once I move out of this area. Spoiler alert. But yeah, Protoss, the Red Protoss, they're going nuts over here. These guys were a real pain in the butt, like, for the majority of the game. They were just terrorizing, not just me, but like, well, actually, no, they terrorized me for the most part, but they ended up going after Daniel quite a bit, too. Yeah, look at that. Just super quick. They've pretty much already beaten him. Yep, just like that. Yeah. And then they started going after, I think... Oh yeah, they just went over here. Not too big of a deal, but still kind of scary when you see it actually hop up and you see one of the computer players is already down. They're not doing a very good job of protecting their stuff. I was kind of surprised. I thought the Zerg players would be a much bigger problem, but Red Protoss, they were just absolutely awful. We'll be getting to these guys in the campaign later on, by the way. They're kind of a cool race. I just know so little about them because it's been so long since I've played with them. But, yeah. And then here's Daniel building up his stuff over here. A lot of pylons just to have more build space and to obviously raise his unit production. They're kind of... Pylons are basically like my... well, can't really see them there. They're kind of like my supply depots here. The only difference is, with Protoss, if any of your buildings are out of range of them, they shut down. Minus this, your main hub, or command center. But any other building, if there's nothing, or if there isn't a pylon next to it powering it up, it'll shut down, and you can't use it. So they're not the hardest things, or they're not the hardest faction to go up against because they do have their limitations. But they have some really hard-hitting units, particularly these guys. I believe that is, yeah, Protoss High Templar. Templars are definitely up there in strength. I don't know what that is actually. Oh, just a zealot. Again, nothing to trifle with, but yeah. I think this is where they start coming in to attack me. I'm gonna get rid of the map here. They're building stuff over here. Oh yeah, yeah. They end up making like a little base over here. Start expanding. But yeah, they're taking like no chances. They're going out of their way to just you know, do as much damage as they can. Fortunately for me, that kind of gives me the opportunity to build up my stuff. Honestly, if they'd have attacked me like right after that initial attack between them and the Zerg that were up here, I probably wouldn't be as far as I am right now. So I'm very thankful that I had that little buffer there. I think this is where they send out one of their attacks. Nope, guess not. They really liked this area over here. They were like insistent on it, so right now they're just kind of focusing on the Zerg here. Which is good news for me and Daniel, though I'm pretty sure at this point Daniel's probably ready for just about anything. Look at all these photon cannons all around his base. And then there's me with all my little SCVs. This area over here becomes important. Once this area gets cleared out... Oh, me scouting. Not a very smart move. But once I get done scouting... Or once I move over here and take this down, the mini-map will pretty much stay up for the most part. Again, spoiler alert, but, you know... Honestly, I don't really care about spoilers in this. So that was the first major attack right there. I don't count the beginning, though. Then I kind of go over here to go and cause some damage. That Templar ended up wiping out a buttload of my guys with that one lightning attack. I'm telling you, man, Templars are like a nightmare in this game. Looks like we got some action going on over here. Daniel kind of just taking care of the Zerg that are kind of coming in. I think they were trying to make a base over here. Yeah, there was like a Zerg, or there was one of the Zerg workers coming over here trying to make a base. And he was like, nope, can't have that. This little guy here is really tempting fate. If he got any closer, he'd be destroyed. These little Protoss scouts, those are kind of a big deal for my base, because eventually they do get used, and I think he sends 3 of them after me in the one attack. And yeah, it's just like this massive wave of just enemy units coming to just pound me in. They're effective, though. Definitely taking these guys down. Pretty much all the main action's going on right here. Here's my next wave of guys going after their little outpost here. You know, works out a little bit better than it did the last time. I think my guys were upgraded at this point, so... yeah, once that thing goes down, you're pretty much golden, so... that pretty much marks the start of... oh yeah. So with that, the Protoss ended up killing off the Zerg. So literally now it's just me, Daniel, and that one AI enemy. And mind you, we're not playing as cooperative teammates. We're definitely against each other. So fighting him was originally supposed to be the end game result for me. Didn't quite work out like that. Oh, here's that attack. Look at all that. Such a jerk. And look at how quickly he starts, like, just demolishing everything. I hold my ground for the most part, but, like, there's a lot of stuff going on here. Needless to say, he had a real hate for me. Oh, and these blue scouts here, they're duplicates. They're some kind of special ability that the Protoss have. Very, very useful. Particularly in that attack, so. And here he goes. I think this is where he starts to finish me off. I don't die quite that easily yet. As you can see, I've already started making a base over here, but this base is pretty much toast once he sends in that second wave. There's not a whole lot I can do here. I did my best though. I really tried holding them back as long as I could. Yeah, it's when they started sending in the carrier. That's when I was like, okay, you can have this area if you really want it that bad. Oh, look at that. He even copied them. So I just started sending all my SCVs over and just evacuating the area. Because if you don't build those Marines fast enough, you're pretty much toast. Because they're going to start throwing everything they have at you. So I ended up sending all my SCVs over. I ended up sending all my... or as many of my vehicles as buildings as I could over. Surprisingly... no, that barracks is toast. Thought I'd be able to get him over there. Did get my starport over though, so there's that. And then I really thought I was done for over here because they were wiping out my SCVs left and right. For some reason they stopped attacking though. It was kind of like a mercy thing or whatever. But they did end up coming back over here and just kind of wiping everything else out, so, you know. It is what it is. Yeah, I was not too happy with the whole situation. But, that's alright. Like I said, I made do with what I had, and I made an amazing, amazing recovery. Thought they were going to attack me there, but they had other plans. They saw Daniel as the bigger threat. They were definitely starting to put up a fight. I might as well go ahead and bring up the map. Because at this point, they're going to leave all this stuff here, which is great, because that means I can build a bunch of guys still. But, yeah. Pretty much, I never come back to this area. Maybe to build like a couple more of those supply depots, but that's about it. I'm actually going to remove the replay counter here. But yeah, as you can see, they're starting to take their toll on Daniel, but he is clearly prepared for their attack. I'm pretty sure he mains as Protoss. So, he definitely knows what to expect here. So my boys here just kind of building up stuff, kind of getting their footing back in. And Red and Green, or Red and Daniel, they're pretty much going after each other for the most part. And he's going after him in such an intricate way. Like, he's really trying to flank him there for a little bit. Got that one sole survivor from the Zerg that were over here. He's harmless, but, you know, he is there, so... Oh yeah, Daniel's kind of taking over this area here. He had a little bit of trouble here because they kept rebuilding their stuff. But he was determined. He was going to take them down. Comes this massive barrage of tanks. I don't know what that was, but that was a pretty devastating attack. My guys just working away. Protoss start making something over here, but I think I end up going over there and just kind of chewing it away. I'm gonna have to start maining as Protoss at some point. If they can do all this, you know, I think they're definitely one of the better units. They're kind of like Yuri from Yuri's Revenge, though, for you Command and Conquer players out there. They're super powerful, but they're really expensive to play as. So, they're one of the more difficult factions to play with. But if you know what you're doing, you can do a lot of damage with them. We get a little bit of an attack here, but nothing we can't handle. I think at this point, Red's pretty like dead set on trying to take care of Daniel at this point. That, and it's also, since it's a computer, it's more focused on resource gathering and stuff. Oh yeah, I start going after the Protoss base over here. Got my little wraiths. You think my strategy here from the campaign is cool. Just wait till you see this game really pick up, because oh boy. I get my favorite unit from the Terran Confederacy, or whatever you call it in here, which is the Yamato battle cruisers. That's where I really shine. They're essentially these giant Uber units. They're kind of like the Protoss carriers that they used against me, but not quite as fast. However, they do have very strong hitting weapons, so they get used quite a bit. So as you can see here, I'm just kind of building up a second base, trying to get more resources and stuff at this point, and also just make more room for structures and whatnot. So might as well. In multiplayer, you really want to spend your time on, you know, building up resource farms and stuff like that. So I don't know what Daniel's doing here, but he really should be using all of them to take that down. But what do I know? I don't mean his Protoss. Maybe he's got some reason for it. Yeah, that right there. That's my boy. Can't zoom in on it. Oh, there we go. Want to zoom on it a little bit. Look at that. I love how it looks in the remaster too, by the way. For those of you who are wondering why I don't play him remaster, like I said earlier, I worry about how much CPU power it's taking. It very well could cause some lag and stuff in the videos, so try to stay away from it. That right there is a Dark Archon, I believe? Or is it just an Archon? No. It's Protoss Archon. It's kind of their Uber unit. Pretty devastating. Clearly, if you got enough carriers, though, it's not much of a problem. Which you will see a lot of in this particular game. We're when you see big waves of carriers like that, it's kind of endgame unless you really can micromanage. I can micromanage to an extent, but not quite as well as some people. But yeah, see that right there? Seeing that go up against a base, that's scary to watch. Meanwhile, I'm building up my Yamatos. I'm kind of taking it easy over here. Just kind of building up my stuff. Meanwhile, Red's kind of set up for the end game at this point. Got another Archon over here. And Daniel's just mopping the floor where he can find them. Not a whole lot going on at this point. I think Daniel's kind of waiting to do like a... Actually, I don't really know what Daniel's doing over here. I think he's just trying to protect this area for the most part, because that's where they've really been focusing on making a base. But really, with his fleet, he really could have done a lot of damage out here. Start pushing his way through. But again, I don't really, I don't specialize in Protoss, so there's probably a good reason why. I was kind of surprised to see how much resources everyone was kind of using. Computers really like to use their resources. Daniel, I saw him dip down below below the 1000s every now and then. This is kind of where I start giving him a little bit of pushback. I think he started he started attacking my base over here. I was like, don't know why. He explained why. He said it looked like I was kind of pushing in on his territory, and I was like, that's fair. But yeah, then he just kept on going. And that's where I was like, this is where it all ends. I don't know if I'm going to be able to take this on. But my Yamatos kind of come in and push him back a little bit. He doesn't go too far into the base. But I send in my Yamatos, and they get pretty much wiped away. Which is what I was expecting for the most part. And he kind of just comes in and starts wiping away the defense stuff. Which is fine. I mean, he didn't blow up the base or anything, but... yeah. I had to make sure I had a line of defense over here, because at some point I knew he was going to have to finally come over and fight me. So, I wanted to make sure that I set up something. He has plenty of defense over here, so... Red trying to encroach on his little base over here. Oh yeah, that's why he pulled away, too. Because Red was actually giving him a little bit of trouble over here. So... all makes sense. And then I think he just kind of forgot to come back and finish the job. Or maybe he was just focused on making sure Red didn't do anything stupid. At some point, I send a lot of these guys over to just kind of clean up house over here. But I am also rebuilding my Yamato fleet. This time I'm using them a lot more conservatively, just because they are expensive. They're 300 minerals. Or no, they're 300 Vespene gas to build, and 400 minerals to build. And as you can see, my resource production could go a little bit faster. Oh, no. My resources are doing fine. It's just I didn't quite... or these things take a while to build. And for some reason, I'm not producing anything over here. Really should have put that place to use. I think it does at some point, but I think I'm also focusing on my marine count here, so I can go ahead and start taking down Protoss, or red team. Boy, I am tired. I've been back on my allergy medicine because I've been so congested over the past couple days. Not really sure what happened, but I've just haven't been feeling too great lately. It's not anything serious, it's just sinuses, so a lot of indigestion kind of getting into the chest cavity and stuff, so not really fun. Oh, that was what I was focusing on. So I was focusing on making up better defenses because I knew that these guys would be coming back at some point. Honestly, I don't think they come back for a while. But oh wait, speak of the devil, here he is. So I send in these guys. They're clearly not the best unit choice for taking them down, but I had to do something. So I just started making a lot of Goliaths and hoping for the best. As long as you micromanage them, you can take down carriers pretty easy. The problem with carriers is they send out all their fighters, and then your guys automatically focus on the fighters because they're closer, thus taking priority. If you tell them to attack the carriers, though, you know, you're pretty much gold. See, he kept trying to attack me, but they kept throwing stuff over at him. It's kind of a bad corner. He's holding his own, though. That carrier's just taking a while to blow up. But if you micromanage your guys and you have them attack the carrier specifically, you know, you can pretty much take them down because all the fighters go down with it. So, and this is my little invasion over here, trying to take care of them. That turret was out of power, so he couldn't attack me. So I just utilized that to my advantage. Send in another wave. Well, here come my Yamatos too. I don't think they get used quite yet. I think I'm still building up a couple. They will be getting used here soon enough, though. Yeah, see, I kind of bring them back because I'm like, I don't really want to use them quite yet. Because I never know. Something like this could be happening and I need to use them for some things. Making use of my SCVs to repair all my stuff. And in this, I think it was in this mission or in one of the campaign missions, I realized that SCVs can actually repair air units. So, very handy there. Definitely saved my butt because I didn't have to rebuild I didn't have to rebuild my cruisers all the time. It was around this point where I was just kind of pussyfooting around, trying to see what was up above, scoping out bases. While you can see everything here, I pretty much could only see from here to pretty much this here. Minus the stuff over here. I think I kind of revealed a little bit of it with my radar tower, but or ComSat station. But yeah, I don't remember. Again, red trying to take over this little spot here. I said my SUVs over here to start mining up this stuff. I didn't know how many other resources were on the map. I actually didn't know anything about this up here. And this little base up here. Let me see here. This little base up here was getting used very little. So, honestly, if I'd have pushed forward and actually went after these bases, I probably would have gotten a lot more resources and would have probably won this. to an extent, he still had quite a bit on me, so I probably just would have stood a little bit better of a chance there, though. Anyway, now I start to send my Yamatos out, and basically their guns are hungry for combat. They're all upgraded, their armor's ready to roll. And I'm making more just as reserves and stuff, so yeah, just in case, because you can never have too many Yamatos. I make sure to take care of the cannons first, just because. But as you can see, they're really, like, taking care of business. I was super stoked to release these guys, because this is the most I've ever made. I think, yeah, whatever that thing was kept coming up and freezing my guys, the Arbiter. Basically, these guys are frozen until otherwise. But at some point, they end up getting unfrozen, and then I start just going after things. Until the Arbiter comes back and freezes them again, right there. But I have the one cruiser still available, so kind of letting him do what he can. And I'm hoping I can take care of the Arbiter. He kind of just sticks there for some weird reason. And I think that's where I take him down. The other guys come back before the others, or before the one does. So once he makes that mistake, it's pretty much game over for his base. Ugh. I absolutely loved doing this. For all the times that I've played StarCraft as, like, you know, just in the skirmish mode, you know, I've always had the worst time playing it and stuff because the AI is just so ridiculous. But here, you know, I could finally take my revenge on them all. Because at this point, I had everything I needed. Once you've got all those, you're pretty much Gucci. This guy is kind of damaging my stuff quite a bit, but he didn't last too long. Oh, they're starting to make a little outpost over here, but I'm quick with the SCVs to take them down. That poor little guy. And yeah, I'm pretty much just wiping them out. He did come over and destroy like a bunch of my stuff here while I wasn't looking. But honestly, that's fine. I had a good enough time. So, take my boys back. I think I leave that as it is. Yeah. Yeah, because at this point I realize that he's just totally wrecking me. So, yeah, at this point I'm like, okay, I need to start utilizing my stuff. So we just have this massive air battle. And that does not prove very good for him. And I think at that point he was kind of freaking out because he didn't realize how many I had. But I withdrew when they started retreating. Because I was like, I can either keep going or I can risk losing all of my stuff. Or no, I can keep going and risk losing all my ships, or I can retreat and repair everything with the SCVs I have. Honestly, losing that outpost was kind of disappointing, but it didn't harbor me that, or it didn't like ruin me that much. Surprisingly, I still had quite a bit of Vespene gas. The only thing I was running out of was the minerals. So that was pretty much where it was like, okay, I can't really do a whole lot more here. I can repair my stuff though, and then use the money that I have left with what I invested in battle cruisers to just continue on. And I put up quite a bit of a fight at the end, but eventually things do have to let go. And here's Daniel going after the rest of Red for the most part. Again, kind of just cleaning up house. Doing a really effective job with it too. Terrible way to go. I've had a lot of online players do this exact thing to me. And if it's not that, they're playing a Zerg and then they just completely rush over me. Red still trying to make a pylon over here. Actually, that might be... oh no, that was a photon cannon. Yikes. Wait a minute. That was a photon cannon. Oh yeah, that was a Nexus. Never mind. It's just desperate over here. Don't know why he wanted to make one over there, though. There wasn't really much point. He gets it up, though. All my guys are ready, and I think I just go ahead and start letting them have it. Yep, because he's all distracted over here. I'm like, I need to do something against him, so I just start doing what I can and wiping out as much as I can as carriers come back to kind of help out. And I do what I can, but at this point, I'm pretty much done. I do take a good amount of his cruisers down, or his aircraft carriers down, though, so it's not the end of the world. I feel like this was one of my more successful multiplayer games. Oh yeah, this is where where he shouted, "Oh my gosh, there's more!" But once those go down, it's pretty much over. I do push my way into his base, though, because I'm like, I need to do something. While I didn't take all of his carriers down, that was that one. It was ultimately these things that kind of just ended it all. Oh, I did take it down. Cool. He still had a lot of money to rebuild everything, though, so... And I was being stupid and going for the Nexus here. I almost got it, and that would have shut those down. But with just one cruiser, it was pretty much futile. Send in some Marines to see if I can make a difference over here. They immediately just get dogpiled by those cannons, and clearly pathfinding is not their forte, so... They did not last very long at all. Not my final attack, though. But as you can see, he's making his carriers back up again, so... Yeah. I'm over here looking for new stuff. See that there's resources over here, and I'm like, maybe I could do that. But I don't want to risk it. If anything, I could have sent one of my SCVs over and just gone for it, and I could have sent the main command center over there too, but I was afraid there'd be more over here because I didn't see what Daniel was doing. So at that point I was like, there's probably some stuff still over there. So at this point I pretty much just made a bunch of Marines, sent my last Yamato cruiser over, and tried to do what I could against the rest of his base. And to be fair, I did quite a bit. I took out the photon cannons, and I tried going for the carriers, and that was pretty much it. Well, not quite. Had to take care of the rest of this stuff. Those are what ultimately destroyed me, though. And that was that. I still had some guys over here, but honestly, at that point, I was pretty much done. I think I sent my last wave of troops in to try and do something, and yeah. Yep. Pretty much started sending my my stuff over there just to distract him, and then his carriers came up from behind and just started taking them all out. It's like, yep, that's pretty much endgame, because as soon as those carriers come in, there's not a whole lot I can do. I mean, my defenses can do just about as much as they want, but yeah. I at this point I pretty much ceded, so. But that's alright. I was still the last one to survive out of the enemy factions that did die. Or out of all the factions that died. Yeah, there goes my building is just annihilated by all this stuff. I at least got to see his base though, so that's something. Got my little academy or engineering bay over here. Pew pew. He's kind of just chilling. I think he's just waiting for that to get destroyed, or he's waiting to regroup with the others. Yeah, once the engineering bay is gone, he goes after the last of the red Protoss over here. Oh, never mind. Here we go. Now he's going after him. Thus making me the last remaining opponent, so. Hey. I may have been the last man standing, but that's alright. I feel I put in quite a bit of effort in this match, so. And I had a good time. Couldn't be too salty about it. Well, yeah, this is pretty much just endgame. Just watching him annihilate my stuff. Nothing too serious. I think it was around this time I actually went over to his room to like see what he was up to and stuff, and I was not disappointed. Wish I could get rid of this sidebar here, but that's all right. Get rid of the mini map because there's only this area here that he's got to take care of, which he finds pretty quickly, which is kind of what I expected. But yeah, I think he pretty much remembered the map layout for the most part, so if I thought ahead enough though, I could have made like a base up here and just kind of kept myself low and have him kind of search out and everything. So then I could have been taking care of these resources here. But at that point, I was more focused on making a fleet of Yamatos. So it was what it was. At this point, I think he realizes where I'm at. Yep. Ah! So quick, so violent. There he goes. This is my judgment day. And with that last supply depot, I am dead. Put up a very good fight, but at the end of the day, still lost. But that's okay. honestly, with what it was worth, I realized that I was doing a lot better at this game than I thought, so couldn't really complain there. Go ahead and see the stats here. And I didn't notice this before, but it shows your actions per minute for human players, which is really nice if you're wanting to see how fast you are at the game and stuff. And honestly, 20 for me wasn't too bad. Daniel was a little bit faster than me, but ultimately it was more his strategy that kind of made him a lot better in the end. It also helps that he's been playing this game a lot longer than I have, but honestly, like, I still put up a pretty good fight against him, so I thought it was a pretty evenly made match. So now I'm definitely looking forward to the next time. So I'll probably do a couple more of these, just sprinkled in with the campaign, but I wanted to get you guys a video sometime this week, so if it doesn't go up tonight being Monday, it might go up tomorrow night. Just depends. I'm kind of tired at this point, and I'm probably going to hit the hay here. But I wanted to at least get you guys something. So videos will resume, though. Internet's back up. Power's back up. Yeah, I don't see anything too crazy going on. I do have homework to work on, though, so, you know, it's going to be hit or miss with videos here and there. Didn't realize how long most of my chapters were. So, I'll try to make some time for videos when I can. But, yeah, with 3-hour assignments, honestly, I'll kind of keep you guys up to date on it. So, but till then, you guys have a fantastic day, night, wherever you may be. Stay safe, wash your hands, wear a mask if you decide to go out, and take it easy.